Oh, you know what? I figured out. I know what it is. Now y'all hear it. Bam. All right, just to make sure, I want to make sure my my Battle Pirates is off. And it is. All right, so I just hit the start button on my controller. I am using an Xbox One controller. I just got it hooked USB up to my PC. And so there we go. I have a feeling this is going to be like some kind of a mystery game. I really don't know anything about it. I don't know what PEBCAK is. PEBCAK. All right. But anyway, controls. So, it doesn't really seem to be much to that at all. It looks like we have a family tree here. So we have the Finches, and Edith is born in 1999. Is there an older Edith? See, we got an Eddie. So Edith is all the way at the tip top, 1999. So millennial, youngin. We got a family tree, and it looks like we have a couple names just kind of on there, like Sanjay and Ingeborg, Sven. I don't know what any of that stuff's supposed to be. Kay is hanging onto the tree. It's just a weird place. I don't really get it. But that's okay. Maybe we'll figure it out. Oh, problem. Cherokee, where you got me? Yep. Well, yeah, what it was I actually had the desktop muted, and I shouldn't have done that. So, all right. All right, I'm just kind of... I'm guessing I'm Edith Finch, my character. I got... It looks like girly hands. There's a cast. I'm wearing a cast, so I must have had like a broken wrist or something at some point. Let me see here. Trying to see if I can get up or do something. I'm going to hit a few buttons and see what happens. All right, so we got a zoom right here. That's the left trigger. Left bumper does the same thing as the left trigger. And all right, pushing in on the right thumbstick. Left thumbstick pushing in, nothing. All right, so I'm using this right here's my eyeballs. That's the left thumbstick. Right thumbstick does the exact same thing. The D-pad, direction of pad on here doesn't do anything. Going to try warships, huh? Good luck. Well, this thing doesn't seem to me to be doing anything, so I'm already getting bored. All right, so I thought I read somewhere that it recommended a controller, so now I'm back to my mouse. Hitting my space bar, WASD, just doing nothing. What the heck am I waiting on? Yeah, I clicked on the book.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the
I clicked on the book earlier.
with the house.
I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house. Okay. All right, let's switch back to my controller. See if I can do stuff with my controller again. All right, it's a spawn point. Beginning of a trail. We got busted power lines, it looks like. Oh, no, they're just going over the hill.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Okay, so I did a right trigger there. Oh, okay.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Dang, 7-year-old bills.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
That was kind of cool. No trespassing. This property is protected by video surveillance. Trespassers will be prosecuted. I don't know if you noticed, but it seemed like it was kind of blurry until I looked at it and then it cleared up. That was kind of cool too. Interesting effects.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Well, it looks like I have the option of going down. I don't think I'm going to do that yet, though. I almost feel like I should. I wish I had a run option. I got a zoom option.
This way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
There's a deer.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Got firewood. Got an old truck over here. Basketball hoop. Alright, I guess you can't just like... Guess you gotta look for the little like symbol
the house
to
was
grab.
Exactly like I remembered it. The way I'd been dreaming about it.
What are you guys doing over there? What did I just miss? I missed something on here. Looks like we got some kind of debris going on over here. Like maybe it was an old water slide or something. It's like a dragon right here. It's kind of cool.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Creepy. Creepy. Am I doing this too early? Should I be doing this a little later? Like after a couple of beers and all that?
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
There's a lot of books on the stairs. Yeah, it's just a lot of books, period, man. There's books in there everywhere. Can I knock? Anybody home? Alright. We got a floor mat. Maybe there's a key underneath the floor mat. No. Maybe one of these pots. No. See what we got down here. You can go to the garage. Yeah, it was over here. Got a little handicap ramp.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Yeah, I'm already getting creeped out. Creeped out already. Kind of cool car we got under here. I want to grab it. Freezer. Well, good thing there's no body parts in there. I mean, that's good, right? Can't be too creepy. Holy freaking Christ, man. Don't do that. God dang it, you got me good. You actually made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. That wasn't cool. That was not cool at all. Holy Christ. Golly, man. I was like, what the heck was that? All right, so we got a swimming pool in here. All right, we got a swimming pool. We got a button. Now, the door here is open. You guys see that, right? But this button is like lit up, like I'm supposed to turn the lights on. I don't know if I want to do that, though. I don't know if I want to turn the lights on. We got fishing poles. We'll go fishing.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Okay. All right, so I guess I needed to know that. There's no power in the house. Yeah, he got me good. It was good.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
What? There's a lot of freaking wine. Oh. Yeah, let's open the fridge and see what it smells like in there. What do you think? I hear stuff.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
I guess I'm the little one. It's supposed to be. That guy looks like he catches Pokemon. What do you think, Eddie? Does he look like he catches Pokemon to you? Looks like a Pokemon trainer. I'm just saying. It's like I hear noise coming from this direction. Freaking squeaky boards, man. I'm like already creeped out.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Apple pie. Man, look at the books. There's freaking books everywhere. Look at all the Chinese food.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Dang. What's she trying to say? Look how many pieces of toast that toaster can do, man. It can do 6 slices at once. What kind of book titles we got here? We got Flavors of India, Tasting Thailand, Flour, Saltwater, Yeast, Fanny Farmer Jr. Cookbook, Cosmic Cuisine. What we got over here? The Pacifier or Pacific Pantry, rather. This stove is noisy. It's a lot of freaking tuna. We got broken dishes in here.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Yeah, game's already creeping me out, man. Eddie, and we got an oxygen tank.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Oh, that was Edie's wheelchair right there. Not a lot of room here. Golly, there's like books everywhere.
Nothing in the house was beautiful. There was just too much, like a smile with too many teeth.
Christ. I can't pick anything up, though. Nothing lights up, from what I can tell. I got tiger. This one's The Spirit Among Us, the Norse Myths, Pastorala. Reading some of these book titles.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Looks like it's kind of wired up, though, man. I mean, look at there. We got, like, speakers up on the wall there. We got speakers there. I mean, I'm seeing, like, 3 speakers is all I'm saying. I see, like, 3 speakers. This big, giant freaking ore up there. There's a saw. You see the saw up there with the paint that's painted on it? It's kind of cool looking. It's a nice looking house. I kind of like it. Flat screen TV. Oops, going the wrong way. You know, I think they got a lot of the copies of the same books. Yeah, I think they got a lot of copies of the exact same books, because I'm like looking around and all that, and I'm seeing, like, I just seen Norse Myths right here, but I could have swore I just seen Norse Myths in one of these stacks over here too. Right there, that one, that red book says the Norse Myths on it also. It's a good looking house though. Kind of like it. Cookie jar right here. We got the basement door right here. It looks like it goes down to the basement. Barbara, it says on there. I wonder.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Now I had to hold down the right trigger and then took the thumbstick, the right thumbstick, and spin it around. That's what I did right there. Ooh. Insects are a thing. All right.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
It's the kitchen. This freaking house just creeps me out, bro. There's a lot of freaking mail up here. 2010, November. See, right here, this book right here says the spirit among us. There's the Norse myth. Norse myths again. Spirit among us, I saw that in the other room. I mean, look at all of these freaking books. Oh my goodness. Well, look at this door. Look at the lock on this thing. That thing is like foamed and sealed shut. You see that? There's like foam and everything. This door, nobody wants this door right here. This is the secret right here. There's something going on here. I need to knock on that thing. I need to knock on it. Knock, knock, knock.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
I wonder if I'm supposed to follow that text. This game's creeping me out, man. I am not one of these types that can play these kind of games. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Sven and Edie. That was my room, I guess, right there. That one there's foam shut. This one here's foam shut. This one's not. But there's peepholes, huh? Well, I guess it's peepholes to get out, though. Look, they got, like, dates on it. 1976 to 1977. That's only 1 year. 1950 to 61. That's 11 years. And, Edie, 1917 to 2010. I'm not sure, but I think I'm dead. Wait a second. That's not me. That's Grandma Edie. Apparently she died that night that I left. That's what it looks like. I think she died the night that I left. Freaking wind is blowing, man. Here, the house freaking creaking. Oh my god, so freaky. Alright, we have a power wire here going up to the attic. Alright, so let's see.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Barbara. 1944 to 1960. A lot of people freaking died in this house. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Alright, I could follow the, Bigfoot.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Because she starred in a movie called My Friend Bigfoot. Oh, my goodness.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
I'm not going to lie. I'm almost kind of happy some of these doors are locked because I don't want to go in there. I'm just saying. I don't want to do it. All right. So let's go this way. Ooh. We got an open door here, y'all. There's like something going on there on the floor. That's weird. Molly. 10 years old. All right, y'all.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
This is Great Uncle Walter's room.
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
It's creepy. Yeah. She liked, or he liked, rather, these, what are them big giant sharks called? The ones with no teeth, babe? Whale sharks. That's a whale shark. That's a whale shark.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh, there's a lock hanging on the door. Oh, no, that's a book. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Bam, it worked.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Oh, look at that. All right.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah. It's a tiny little space. We got a jump rope in here, but there's no room in here for jumping.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Wow, it's a whole nother room.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
That's creepy. All right, that's the nose that was on that one girl's face. I recognize it. We had somebody in here that liked to look up.
Since Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
Got a broken starfish. 1947. See that calendar? December 1947. Bugs, more bugs. Sharks. Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy was all gone.
Need to eat some sharks.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
The gerbil food, really? Where's the gerbil? Eat the gerbil, man. I'm just saying. So I ate gerbil food.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Got broken accent. It's broken English. I can hear the accent. Oh.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night.
I think those are like poisonous.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Let's go eat the birdie.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
Eggs.
I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
What? I'm a cat. Haha, I jumped.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Should have caught it, man. I don't know where it went now. Oh, there it is. I wonder if I can jump on the gutter.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Because I'm a cat, man. I don't know how to get up there. No. What a weird looking tree branch. I saw a nest. Oh, they're all hatched.
The babies were all gone.
Whew. Ugh. It looked like the bird was pointing. You see right there? I kind of felt like the bird was pointing. I mean, it keeps pointing its wing to the left over there. It's like talking to me. All right. Oh, you know what? I think I mean, it looks like it's just picking out underneath its wing, but I don't know where the heck I'm supposed to go now. Well, very interesting, I guess. I have a feeling I'm going back in the wrong direction. Meow.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Want to eat the mama bird?
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First,
Now I'm an
all
owl.
I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
All right, I'm looking for a mouse. Probably that gerbil. Where the heck's that freaking gerbil?
Rabbits.
Haha. I mean rabbit.
Imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
I don't see it.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
I was a shark? I'm a shark? What the F?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Fat juicy seals.
I
Oh
tore
my
off
goodness.
her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Where the heck? Where'd it go? There it is.
Grabbed on tight. And I was so hungry. I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What the?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
I don't see no people. I wonder if I can take it, make it go up.
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the
This
water
is a strange game.
something new, something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
I'm in a toilet.
I got closer and closer.
I'm wondering if I'm in my room. That's that one room. I know the bed's up here.
All of my stomach started growling.
My stomach's multiple.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Wow.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Well, okay, so now Edie was Molly's mom. Okay, so Molly died when she was 10, and apparently she got killed by a monster. There's Turtle Kitty Cat. Goody. Tiger. That doesn't look like very solid to me at all.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
There's just books everywhere.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
It's the Pokemon Hunter guy. VHS tapes, lots of them.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
The heck? Shag? Is that shag carpet? Oh my goodness.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
What's up with that carpet?
It was a pretty big trace.
The mirror's broken. I already used my key. There's a secret in this bathroom by Sven and Edith Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Wow.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
I mean, looks like there's something around the wall there. place is a freaking fire hazard. I'm just saying. If the place was to catch on fire, I'd be dead. Now we got stairs. Wait a second. Okay, they don't actually go anywhere. Very cool room, though. To the command center. Can I, like... Okay, I gotta do something with this rope.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
It's a cool room.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
You got a broken leg. You got loose socks.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
That's the brother right there, right? Oh, check me out.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I'm gonna go flying off this cliff.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna test
Oops. Okay.
you again!
I'm trying to figure out how to get off this thing, lady. Calm your britches. I don't know how to get off. Know how to swing. I don't want to do that. So I can do right leg. I can do left leg. I don't want to do that. All right, so I got to quit hitting the Y button because the Y button keeps bringing this up. So no more Y button. Come on, Mom. Come get me. I'll try to flip over. I'm kind of thinking if I go too much, I could potentially break the swing, but it is chain, so I don't know. Way back. Forward. Back. Forward.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. the day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Okay. I need a nature break. I'm going to be right back. Be right back. Price is not here right now. He'll be right back. What's that? You talking to me? You talking to me? Price is not here right now. He'll be right back. What's that? You talking to me? You talking to me? What's that? I'm back. All right. Where were we? All right. Let's see here. (1950 to 1961). It's got some cool stuff, man. Really cool room, man. I like it. Got a little shrine going on up in here.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Ah, very cool. Wow. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Hey, I remember seeing this. But, yeah, I'm going to keep going this way. Just because I don't feel like I'm done under here yet. And I see it's another room right there that's foamed up, whatever. Oh, we got a Sasquatch up in here. We got a freaking pointy bra.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Yeah, peepholes. I gotta remember the peephole. Thank you, Steve Worker. Yeah, I'm supposed to be Edith.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired
Old
America.
Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
That was horrible.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate.
Yeah, I
when...
can.
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
And now I'm actually in the comic book now, going around. So it's like, you know, I can look around. We got like some Jason music going on here.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Yeah, there's blood there. It's a table saw.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
How freaky, man.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear!
I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Can I use the ladder? No. It's definitely the house. Holy crap, that got me already.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And whoever he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
I don't see the peephole.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished.
Of course.
She listened
Of
for
course.
his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
I had to do it.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Oh my goodness. And there we have an ear. Happy birthday, Barbara. Yuck. That's an old school phone right there, boy. Rotary. Who remembers those? 3D glasses. I'm just saying. I wonder if I can look at the people. I guess I sort of kind of see something, right? That's kind of cool.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Man, I don't know if I've been in all the rooms up here or not. Lord knows I've been around, though. Be back in a bit. Raven, you can't go, bro. You can't go, man. You got a Betamax hooked up right now. Playing Atari 2600. Okay. All right. We're gonna do it. We're gonna loosen up a little bit. We're gonna drink us, have us a beer. Yum. All right. Maybe some fuses for power for the house, I bet. In the garage down here. I think I've been in here.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
That was that dragon slide thingy. Right there. Remember seeing the big one outside. Spin was a whiz. It's pretty good stuff, man.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Oh boy. Here we go.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
We got lights. You see that? Why is it so dark in here? Holy crap, we're underground.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
I can't tell what the heck I'm looking at anymore.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories...
Grape jelly, holy crap, man. Pea soup. Propane. It's a freaking bomb shelter down here, bro. I'm just saying. There might be somebody down here still alive.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Walter, 2005.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30 years.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today.
Peaches?
I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used
Ruby.
to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Peaches. Yum.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now.
2005.
In 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly. And Calvin.
Yeah, it looks like just a trash pit. Brown rice. I kind of feel like I'm not going anywhere here. Alright, I'm missing something. There's something down here. Maybe I need to just get in the pit, right? Let me see. Hold on a second. There's a hammer here.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I ain't ready. I'm not ready for it.
I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
I wish I had a run button.
Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
I think he got killed by a train. What do you think?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Woo! All right.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
My turn to go. Time to go get killed by a train.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse.
There's a red light blinking out there. You see out there's like a little platform. Looks like it's got a ladder on it.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Oh, these lights are popping on. You see that? I guess it is a solar light, though. It looks like a solar light.
But I thought you should know about your family.
You should know. Who the heck's she writing to?
And the history you're a part of.
I ain't part of nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
Can't get wet. Alright. Guess I'm going to the stairs. Got a little bit of a pier, but it's broken. Ugh. Oh, crap, man. Let's see if we got any entries on that, because I was supposed to do that giveaway like 20 minutes ago. Let me take a look real quick. Giveaways. Wow, we didn't even get any entries. Nobody typed in PS4. We didn't. Nobody. Who's? You want it, Peppers? Ravenhead's name just popped in. Oh, winner of the last raffle was Peppers. All right, I'm gonna get you that link then. Hold on. Now it's a PS4 code. Are you cool with that? I'm gonna give it to you on I'm gonna give it to you on Facebook real quick. All right, congratulations, bud. Congratulations. All right, let's go on up.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
So yeah, solar lights with motion detectors. That's cool. Me likey. We got a boat. Which, if I want to get out to that light, it's probably going to come in handy. But I guess I'm supposed to keep going up these stairs. They look kind of rickety. These stairs don't look too good. Yeah, basically he got a copy of this game for the PS4.
That history of imagination and stubbornness and madness.
You know, looking at the outside of this house,
any of it seems possible.
I mean, it's got a water tower. There's a bridge up there. Man, there is a lot going on in this house. So this is, that tree's gone. It's the second floor right there. I recognize all that. Trash bin.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
There's a ladder right there.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Dang.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
That's very cool, man.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
That must be the old house, huh? We got a thing over here to see.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Oh, wow.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Milton's just got a born date, 1992. Sanjay
She lost
Kumar.
2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
That's a rickety ladder.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh, pregnant right now. Hey, I'm a cat. That wasn't smart. 22 pregnant, whatever, week old pregnant lady.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
They got a lot of propane here.
They were both pretty intense.
Haha. Yeah. Yeah, I got one of those. Got a walking stick. A lot of shotgun shells.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Yeah, we got that little string you see right there going from like a little walkie-talkie thing. It's like a little radio. I'm gonna come back to that. I want to check out the rest of the room first. U.S. Marines. Got an axe beside the bed. Okay, that's not weird at all. Nothing weird about that.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Peephole. Cat and a squirrel. Taxidermied. Yeah, it looked like he left on purpose because his dresser's empty and drawers are out. Like he was on a mission. I'm just saying. Perfume. Nothing I can look out here. Alright, I guess I gotta go in the secret compartment there. Bearskin rug. Oh, looky. Nice. Yeah, looks like he took a picture of himself, a selfie. Took a picture of somebody.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely... Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Wow.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Ooh.
Of all these
Dang.
stories, that's
Hey,
the
good
one
night,
I
Scully.
wish most that my mom had told me.
Yeah, that was rude, huh? We're up in the freaking attic, man. Meal ready to eat. MREs.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Pac-Man. Gregory and Dawn.
Dear
Divorce.
Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Okay, it's a little weird.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. You reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
I'm driving the frog, just so you know.
Whatever it was, he saw. It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds.
Wow, man. I'm having a blast.
But I worried about a baby being too happy.
Oh, there's more stuff up there on the thing there. Hold on. We're gonna go. Let's hop back up on the whale. Hold on.
Sorry
Uh-oh.
Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
Good night, son.
Hold on, I don't want
Be safe
Gregory to
tomorrow.
hear this.
Yeah, we needed. Put some. Oh, I can still do the frog. Hold on.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. about everything.
Wow.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Mm.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
I'm flying the kite. That's kind of cool.
Father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. Make this bride.
Oh, we got words up here.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Ooh.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
There's the tent. Got rain coming.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
That's pretty cool right there, I'm just saying.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
All right. See, I wish that. I see that. I just don't know. Oh. Hello.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone. Just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Yeah, no kidding. I agree.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Yeah, the red mohawk in that picture. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's a kite. Oh, check it. We got a rock climbing wall.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay. So I guess that's where the extra leaves and stuff are. Those are like people that married in. $8/18/1986. I'm gonna take a couple pills real quick. Yeah, give me a minute. Advil. And my other stuff. Guess it is pretty late. All right. Dawn.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
What a very interesting house. A lot of solar panels up here. Stairs going downwards are broke.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
It's a weird concoction there. Now we got lights working up here.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Odin
But it
Finch.
didn't last.
By Edith Finch. Myth, the Curse, History.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
They weren't very good at, like, sealing rooms up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying they kind of suck at it.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Yeah, good stuff.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Saw that picture downstairs. Very creative family.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Well,
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
you know, I don't know if this is so much a game, but it definitely seems like, you know, it's a heck of a story. If you know what I'm saying. I feel like it is. There's that door. These peepholes are kind of weird because I would kind of expect that to be like open and stuff, and it's not.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I wonder if I saw everything I needed to see over here. Hold on. Go all the way around to the base. Wind is kicking. All right, gotta go upstairs.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
They actually have a soundtrack for this too. I kind of feel like I need another nature break. Give me just a second. I'm gonna be right back. Be right back, folks. Hey folks, this is Price is Wrong. I want to take a moment to thank you for supporting my stream. I appreciate it very much. I'm on break right now. I'll be right back. I just nature break, getting a drink, you know, stuff. I'm just taking a break right now. But I do want to thank you for taking the time to tune in and for supporting my stream. Hopefully you've already clicked follow underneath the stream and turned on the notifications. There's Twitter links down there if you'd prefer get notifications that I'm live that way. There's even a link to my Price is Wrong Facebook page. So there's a lot of different ways to follow. A lot of cool stuff you can do here in the chat while you're waiting. If you read some of the boxes underneath my stream, there's lots of cool stuff. If you want to know what you can do with credits, you know, or how to get credits, all that information's down there. If you'd like to know what kind of hardware I use, I'm pretty sure I'm trying to do my best, trying to do a really good job keeping all that stuff up to date too. But anyway, if you've got any recommendations, things that you'd like to see here on my channel, please leave me a message. I'm always looking for new creative ways to entertain everybody. So thank you again for coming out and hanging out, making my stream better. So it's awesome. Thank you. Be right back. I'm back, folks. All right, let's do this. I'm not nearly as creeped out now as I was in the beginning. Not nearly as creeped out. It's kind of a cool little blacklight room, huh? So I got a little hookah pipe up in here.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I know we got power up here, is all I'm saying. Legalize marijuana. Exit.
He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
It's like a video game console.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
I'll check it. Man, I'm like multitasking here, y'all.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Man, this is a lot to manage.
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something.
This is hard, man. I'm like grabbing the fish with my right side, cutting its head off and flopping it, and then I'm driving with the left side.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever.
Where'd my guy go?
Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Wow. Gotta catch up on the fish here real quick. Topia.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Man, somebody was trippy, boy. I mean, I'm like having to like use the right trigger and right thumbstick for the fish, and then the left trigger or thumbstick for the. I don't even know what I'm talking about now.
Radiant rainbows.
I'm like struggling here.
He followed the sound of her
do the electric sitar.
Electric sitar.
This game is so crazy.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Holy crap, man. I'm behind on my fish. It's like they threw 3 of them at me at once or something. I mean, they're like coming like super fast. They just gave me 2. Did you see that?
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
It's obviously my locker. And I got legalized marijuana signs in my locker at my job. Wonder if I can go back out there. want to go that way. Get me out. Well, apparently there's nothing in my locker for me to grab.
We began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Bright. Bright.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Everybody's got faces.
Including the wise Calico who insisted on inviting me. His queen waited, holding his crown. There's only one thing left to do.
It's a gallows. See that? He's got to put his head in there.
Bend down his head.
Why not? Let's do it.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Very interesting. I don't see no Pokemon stuff up here. Looks like he's been smoking some plants, though. Let's check out this exit.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Packing peanuts. Water filter.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
It's a very cool house, isn't it? Isn't that house amazing?
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Yeah, right.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Edith. That's me. It's a feather.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are
Edith,
very specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
All right.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
What's she talking about? Oh, lucky.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
There's like all kinds of stuff behind this bookshelf.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Edie Finch, History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Oh.
That night, the tide went way, way out.
All right. Guess I'm walking again. Wow, look at the...
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
There's that one platform right here.
God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
I wish I could run.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
I got the red light, though. Just gotta keep going straight.
I got turned around.
Did they just turn me around? What in the world is going on? There's a big freaking rock here. Where's that red light?
For a while, I wandered.
Oh. Man, I'm getting like pins and needles in my left foot here. I know, right? Why is there no run button?
I started seeing things.
He can see. Stupid deer.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Holy cow, my hands looked old.
Things I can't explain.
Oh, I guess I'm
but that
eating
I
those
need
now.
you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Bum, bum, bum. My controller's like vibrating. That's my controller. I'm just setting it right on the mic. It's cool, right? All right.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Bye, Grandma Edie.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
This game's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting.
My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Dawn Finch. That was my mama.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
I feel like I'm inside the womb. Like, there's the light. Like, I'm getting ready to be born.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Dang. So I guess Edith Finch died giving birth to her son. But that house, boy, wow. That's all I can say. The house was amazing. And it was right on the cliff. This wasn't really a game. It was more like a story, I think. So now we got credits rolling. Interesting. Gold glow. Oh, glow. San Juan Ale. Oh, there's that guy right there, Dan Hollingsworth. He's the one that gave me the codes. It's very neat. It was. I gotta admit, I'm impressed. I mean, it was a story. It wasn't really a game, but it was neat. That house was pretty amazing. Yeah, I did it in one night, and I think I started around 9 o'clock, right? So it took me about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours to get it done. Probably could have went faster, but admittedly, I was a little nervous in the beginning. So I was kind of expecting it to be like all super creepy and all that, and it really wasn't. Hey, thank you, Tiger. Yeah, that's neat, man. I don't even know how that gets on my screen. Pretty cool. All right. The replay a story option is now available. Yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah, that family was cursed. I hate freaking men, but man, that was a pretty awesome house. That was a pretty awesome house. I wonder if Replay a Story just does the same thing over again. I imagine it does. But anyway, so let me, I think I'm going to go ahead and kill this game here. Let's quit. And yes.